this isn't quite how I was expecting to do this. Um, Obviously, I was trying to make a short film, but unfortunately, it kind of fell out from underneath me, and we are now turning it into more of a documentary. The process started out very pleasant. Writing the script, storyboarding, which took about forever. I have like 30 pages of storyboarding, which is like 3 times the length of the actual final script. It took maybe about a month, maybe like half a month to get all that finished. We got into casting, and I went on my little website, and I create a little listing. I was like, hey, I need people. 2 actors and a sound guy would be great. I can't pay you, I can feed you. That was kind of where a lot of the challenge really began, was getting actors who would want to come all the way, down, and not get paid for it. We got 2 amazing actors. Eric and Christian were their names, and right off the bat, I knew that they were going to be just like they just had the perfect look, and the little auditions I had them do were really good for the film, and I just really liked their energy. We hopped on our first Zoom meeting, and we kind of introduced ourselves. We did a little table read, I think was the first Zoom meeting, and kind of like just worked out schedules and maybe a little bit of wardrobe, stuff like that, and just got ready for the first day.
I had reservations because I didn't know you guys and only had that, a quick interaction. And so I just am an anxious person generally. So I had nerves about all of it. But definitely, I mean, reading it and hearing you talk about what you had in mind for it was just affirming, and more than anything, I was just excited to get going on it.
I felt fine because I liked the script. Actually, I thought the script was pretty interesting and it was pretty good, so it was fine.
Eventually, the first day rolled around, and things just went really well. There was little hiccups here and there, but it's my first time making a short film, so cut me some slack. Ultimately, on the first day, things went pretty good.
The general vibe of the first day of shooting, it was good. There's a nice crafty area. We love crafty. Yeah, it was fine. The general vibe is that you're trying to figure things out. This is your first film, right? And I think we all came into that understanding that, and it was like a process of learning for all of us too. So it was cool. I liked it.
The first day of set was honestly probably my favorite day. We Eric and I drove up together, so we had a long time to get to know each other, and obviously we didn't know each other much before then, so it was nice to hang out. We talked a lot about acting and all of that, so we formed a connection pretty early. You were just like so excited and just like excited is the word for it, and also nice and just generous, and you had a whole table of snacks, which was really cool, and it just the enthusiasm was prevalent in the atmosphere, and so it pretty immediately felt good.
Everything was working really good. The actors were on point. I think everyone was just really excited to get the whole process started, and the footage we got out of it came out really nice.
Happy late birthday, Vic. It suits you perfectly.
Thanks, man. I actually kind of like it.
I knew you would. What a surprise. You're hunched over this car. Again. I see, yeah. Yeah. So when are you gonna take this thing out for a spin, dude? It's gotta get out sometime.
I don't think so, Mark.
What a shame. I was gonna say, maybe we could take it out for Eddie's graduation party?
Absolutely not.
Come on, Vic. You gotta get out sometime. It's not healthy spending all your time on a car. Especially one you can't even drive. You know I'm right, though.
Maybe, okay? You know, parties aren't my thing. People in general aren't my thing.
Come on, Vic. In a month's time, everybody we know is gonna go their separate ways. You regret not going to this? Please, dude? For me? Don't be lame.
Okay, fine.
Yes, thank God. Yes, it's gonna be so much fun. Trust me, okay? And you'll bring the car?
I don't know, dude. I don't think
I'm not picking you up.
Second day rolled around, and I believe that was the beach day, and that day was very fun.
Going into the second day of shooting, I was thinking about my role, my character, and like I've said several times already, that I don't have a lot of on-screen experience acting, and that it's a completely different process accessing emotions and playing a character on stage. From the beginning to the end, it's all the same, and you have an arc and all of that. So all of what I was thinking about before the second day, because that was the big emotional day, was just thinking about my character, reading the script a lot.
We shot 2 scenes that day. One of them was when Christian, or my character Victor, kind of has this breakdown at the beach after learning that his best friend wasn't really his best friend. It was more of just kind of like playing a big joke on him. He's a very reclusive guy, so he can't really explode, like have all his emotion kind of come out at Murph, the other character, all when they're kind of having their arguments. So then he goes to the beach afterwards to kind of just like let it all loose, let it all out of his system.
The hardest part of filming at the beach was probably like keeping the emotions going the whole time and feeling them, but not letting the like any insecurity or like that was a bad take get in the way of it.
Christian, who played Victor, was very expressive and very emotive, and he was very just delivering just the perfect kind of stuff that we wanted for the shot. It was really dark, really hard to light. I was standing in the water with like my pants rolled up with like the camera just really trying to get everything to look smooth and nice, and the acting was really awesome, and just the whole day was cold and dark, but ultimately it was really fun to shoot. We shot like really we ended shooting that day at like 11. It was tough. We got chased around by the police a little bit when we were down at the beach just because of parking stuff. You know, you guys can't shoot here, you guys can't park your car there. It's just dumb stuff like that. Unfortunately, a lot of that footage didn't really turn out that well. We did a quick little scene where he goes to work on the car. Victor goes to work on his car after being invited to that party. Those shots came out really well. Ultimately, the second day was pretty decent.
Good. Nice. Perfect.
For the third day, The vibe. How did I feel after the third day of shooting? I like that scene a lot. It felt good. I like scenes where I can exercise some kind of emotional muscle. So getting into a little fight with Christian was fun.
The argument with Murph, it was good in that there was, I think, a lot going on underneath. I think that I wanted more discussion about the character, and it's hard to know what the right thing is because you're on a set and there's a schedule and things have to be done, and there's time limits and all that kind of thing. But I think ideally I would have wanted to just talk more about what the character is going through at this time, because obviously we talked plenty about how this was not the time that he is very emotionally outgoing, but obviously a few minutes later at the beach when he's there is when he really lets it all out, and before that is just trying to get this asshole friend of his away from him because he realized the truth of him being an asshole.
Victor and Murph go to this party, and Victor finds out that his whole friendship with Murph has been some big scheme, big joke. He goes home, and then Murph follows him and is confronting him about, hey, why'd you leave? What's the matter? Kind of deceitfully, kind of what's wrong? Why would you leave like that? What's the matter? He knows what he did wrong, but he just trying to maybe play it off. Hopefully he can salvage so that they could keep this joke going amongst Murph and his friends. The chemistry between the two actors is really well. Just everything was flowing. Some of the best shots I think were out of that day. The way the purple kind of contrasts with the orange in those shots, I think turned out really well. A little bit grainy footage wise, but I think that just the ultimate nature of the scene was just really good.
That scene kind of shows a more human side of Murph to me, because in the entire script he's a giant asshole, but in that moment you might be able to see some sense of regret. Maybe it's because he got caught, maybe because deep down inside we're not all horrible people, and for me that feels good to kind of exercise. So when he's when he feels bad, that kind of emotion felt good to live out.
I didn't hurt my hand punching the wall. I didn't try very hard to punch it. Acting, baby.
Dude, Vic, why'd you leave? Party's just getting started.
How did you get in?
Dude, hello. Why'd you dip like that?
Please leave, Murph. I don't want to see you right now.
Bro, come on. Why'd you leave? What happened?
You know exactly why, asshole. Get out of my house.
Vic, if it's about what you heard around the fire, that's just a misunderstanding.
I understand, fine. You weren't my friend. You just wanted to fuck with me. Get out.
Bro, come on, you're drunk.
Get out, Murph.
Okay, seriously, Vic? In reality, I helped you, okay? You were a freak. Okay, so if you're gonna be mad, fine, but I tried to help you, Dick.
I don't care. I really don't care, Murph. I don't need your friendship or your help or your sympathy. I need you to leave.
Dick, it was a bad joke, okay? You weren't...
we had a quick little 5-day break in between the 3rd day and the 4th day of shooting.
The span between the bulk of the dates and then the final day, I guess I did have anxiety about people showing up and it happening. But I think I thought that it would. I think I just thought that people would show up and that it would happen.
The 4th day after that party scene, how did I feel on that set? I feel very tired because I just came from Vegas. There's a theme here. I'm a very tired guy.
Over that break, apprehension started to grow a little bit about whether or not my extras were going to show up. I had hired about 20 extras, a mix of people that I knew and a mix of people that I had recruited off that same website that I got my original actors from. I get there at about 3. Me and my actors get there around 3:30ish, start setting up everything. Extras are supposed to start showing up at like 4. 4 o'clock rolls around, nobody. 4:30, a few people that I personally knew had trickled in, like 3 people, 4 people maybe. 5 o'clock rolls around, still nobody. Things are looking pretty bleak. I'm not very happy. I am just kind of feeling the energy in the room, just, you know.
When we were on the last day and people weren't showing up, I think I was ready to just find some way to keep it going. Like I mentioned this to you on the day that like when you're shooting a film, there's just always things that go wrong, and what matters is how you deal with them, like how you solve the problems. And so I think I was preparing for that we would try and find something that would make it work with the people that we had, and like we talked about, obviously story changes, stuff like that as an option. But I guess, yeah, I wasn't surprised when I thought about it that people weren't showing up, but it was obviously a bummer.
We say, well, let's try to make the shots look as best as we can. We can maybe kind of like change the outfits between each scene so that the characters look more diverse, like there's more people at this party. Try to make like the shots feel really full of people. We tried our best, and I mean, maybe for some other directors that would have been okay, but just the way the shots looked to me, I wasn't gonna go for anything less than exactly what I wanted. And night began to get closer. People had to leave. We lost a lot of extras. And just we were finally just shooting some outside shots. We had lost a lot of light, and I just called it. I couldn't, and it sounds like selfish and entitled to be like, I can't work under these conditions, but I mean, ultimately I wasn't going to. I wasn't gonna sacrifice the quality of my film just because I thought that I had to keep going.
And then when you called it, like in total, immediately I was pretty mad. Just because it was a whole day and we had started to shoot and like we were, doing things, and obviously to have all of that be for naught is frustrating. And then also, I mean, just selfishly, I like that I need, as an actor, I need footage of myself on screen, and to think that I wasn't gonna get any of it was, a bummer.
I knew my actors were pretty upset because they had, their own needs from this film. They needed to be able to say they had screen time in a short film, something like that. My sound guy obviously needed the same thing. He needed to be able to have his sound design and sound work, on display.
After that initial frustration had passed, I got it. Like, I understood that the movie wasn't going to be what you wanted it to be, and how discouraging that can be, especially because it was going to end up being something quite different than what the script was, and to have something, a project of yours that somebody, that you feel very passionate about and wanting to make, your way is, it was clear to me that I just felt for you. I knew that it was sad that this was, happening.
So we all kind of packed up. I sent everybody away, and then the last little conversation I had with my actors, it was me, my 2 actors, and my sound guy. We just kind of sat in the living room of the Airbnb and just said, like, I know this sucks, guys, but you know, this is just the way things are. I'm not happy about it. None of us are happy about it.
We put our coats up, you know. It's like after an NBA game, like if you were playing basketball and you just lost the game, you know.
The final conversation was a bit melancholic, but obviously, and still, I guess, for lack of a better word, what comes to mind is triumphant, because you still felt like, you know, I don't know. we were in the car, and you were, you know, you were frustrated trying to find the right shot and the lighting, and it wasn't working out, and it was getting darker, and it was getting dark really fast, and you were like, we just gotta call it, and you said, I think we'll just, you know, head inside. I'll give one final speech, and then we'll all be on our way. I think that was probably what made that shift in my own head from like the frustration to understanding that like this was just a shitty turn of events, and that you were still our leader in it all. Like you were still somebody who was going to like just make sure that everybody was appreciated and supported, and make sure that everybody knows that they, you know, were valued and all of that. So that little bit was nice, and then in the room, you talking to us was nice.
As I was going home that night, I remember Christian had said something to me that day of shooting. Something about, you know, we don't make movies with we make movies with a problem-solving mindset. And so I was like, okay, how do we problem solve? And that's how I kind of came up with this idea. I just started formulating, and I thought, why don't we just take all the footage we have? We have a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. We have a lot of footage already from just other days, and make a documentary out of it.
How did I feel about the plans to revive the film and turn it into a documentary? Pretty neutral. I feel like it's neither good or bad. It's just what it is, you know.
Obviously, it all, you know, is working out. This is such a great idea to do. This is a really great idea to turn it into a documentary about how you fucked up.
So here we are. And I think the idea is going to work out pretty good. I hope that this footage turns out, and I hope that the thing that I do throw together in the end kind of makes up for me not being able to make a short film. And I kind of hope that it like is at least something that I can be proud of. I'm Ernie Chorizo. I directed Check Engine. I was going to make Check Engine, and I ended up making this. Here it is. The end.